Introducing the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team. 5 rugged men with lifelike hair. They're outfitted for action, and they take their orders from this man, the Adventure Team Commander.
I've got a tough assignment for you.
The G.I. Joe Adventure Team. They'll dare anything and risk everything. Collect the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team and add to the action with Adventure Team sets. G.I. Joe, now with lifelike hair from Hasbro. This is the rugged G.I. Joe Adventure Team. Today's mission, rescue stolen idol. Your own G.I. Joe will need the Adventure Team helicopter. Joe gets it together and takes off. There it is, but it's guarded by a giant cobra. Can Joe get the idol? You find out. Search for the stolen idol, a G.I. Joe adventure. G.I. Joe sold separately. Here are 2 G.I. Joe action packs. Your G.I. Joe gets a secret message to deliver. Quickly, you put together his drag bike action pack, and he's on his way. Meanwhile, your buddy's Joe is on patrol in the turbocopter action pack. When suddenly, roadblock. Uh-oh, Joe's trapped. Can the turbocopter rescue Joe? Mission accomplished. Drag bike or turbocopter. 2 action packs from G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe sold separately.
Pretend there's trouble for G.I. Joe. You gotta get out, you're G.I. Joe. Copter's waiting, time to go. Gotta rescue G.I. Joe. Better move out, you're G.I. Joe. Mission accomplished, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Adventure Team helicopter, each sold separately. Here's the G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle, and your Joe's in the driver's seat. Today's mission, a radioactive satellite is down and must be found. Quickly, you activate the radar scope and searchlights and launch the aerial camera. There's the satellite. No time to lose. So you move Joe out in the scout car. Will Joe get there in time? Create your own adventures with the G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle. G.I. Joe sold separately.
This is your captain speaking. We'll be experiencing some turbulence. Shouldn't last more than 15 or 20 minutes. Roger, Flight 807, approaching runway 7 Bravo. We'll be landing in 10 minutes.
All right, this is it, Tiger Force. We're going to be dropping you a few miles from the enemy base. It's going to be a far walk, but it's the closest we can get you without alerting any troops. You might run into a few guards along the way, but we already have Spirit on the ground to help guide you through. You have one mission and one mission only. Bring Duke and Roadblock home. And if there happens to be an unexpected party down there, Beachhead and I will be on standby. Any questions?
Sir, once we require our men, do I have permission to blow shit up?
You do whatever you got to do to make those sons of bitches pay. Stuart, I'm having you take lead on this mission. You ensure our men get back safely.
Understood.
Yo, Ricondo!
Yeah?
You make sure you put a bullet through Major Blood's head.
We've been cleared for landing.
All right, gents, on your feet. Opening the hatch. You give them hell, Tiger Force. Let me get a Yo Joe!
Yo, Joe! Falling out!
How's it looking down there? We're all clear, Beachhead. Tiger Force has reached the ground safely. Clear to move out.
Den 4, we are clear for evac.
You killed them Cobra sons of bitches!
Yes. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back to Tabernacle. Welcome back to Coffee Break. Well, hello. I can't get that song out of my head. Da, da, G.I. Joe. There's so much testosterone in that. G.I. Jamar. Yo, what up? Welcome back to Coffee Break with JN. I got too much stuff going on over here. You guys sense a theme. I saw that already, right? People are like, yo, what is going on? But if you're friends with me on Facebook and you've been paying attention, you know that I've been really into these G.I. Joe movies. I can't stop. Oh, in the case is G.I. JAWN. Saving the day is G.I. JAWN. I love it. But hold on, I can't do this without doing the official JNN greeting, the Jamar Nichols Network. Well, hello. Welcome back to Coffee Break with JN. I am JN. Guys, I missed you. You know what? Last week I took off. Pause. I took off because I needed a day of rest. Because you know they say rest is best. You guys, you know we've been burning the midnight Earl, burning that Earl. 2 weeks ago? I was at doing a residency, not a hospital residency. I'm not a doctor. A school residency. I was in another state for an entire week doing school visits, booked by the school district. Then, right off after that, I was in Massachusetts at the Silver Unicorn Book Festival, which was fantastic. Also, I just saw Silver Unicorn just posted that Leon Extraordinaire is the #3 best-selling kids graphic novel at their location. Not bad, huh? Then what happened? That's right, G.I. Joe would never take a day off. Then after that, school visits, and I don't know if any of you guys saw that really amazing Clementine cosplay that I posted last week. That was from the librarian at that school who dressed up like Clementine. Also, there were several Leon little younglings playing Leon cosplay. Then the next week, I was at the Main Point Books Book Festival because last Saturday was Independent Bookstore Day. I was there, and then have more school visits. And guess what, y'all? Somebody said it in somebody said it in the chat already. Yeah, I'll have to find a picture. I don't know if I have it. Like maybe it's on my book of faces. This actually Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. You know about it, guys. Free Comic Book Day is on its way. I'm double booked. Pause. I will be at Brave New World in Old City, Philadelphia for the early afternoon. Then I'll be an Uncanny ! At King Prussia Mall later in the day. If you really want to find out when it is, go look it up. But I'm very excited about that. But yeah, man. So somewhere in there last week, I was like, bruh, I need to kick my feet up for a minute. And I needed a sanity break. So I hope you guys can forgive me for not giving you group last week. Oh, that's what's up, Duke. Duke, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna make it, yo, Joe. Hello, Duke. And let's do the sound off. I don't know who's been in here. I started the stream a little early because I wanted to play you some videos. So let's say let's get a who's who. Let's get the official handbook of the JNN Coffee Break with JN universe. Let's see, Matt. What's up, Matt? Who else is in here? Paul Pate. What up, Paul Pate? I see Nakota. And yeah, guys, I screwed up. I put the wrong date on this episode. I don't know why it said 10-4. Maybe I had a Leon flashback. What up, Nakota? What up, Notorious JRD? I see you. Who else is in here? Ronaldo. It is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. It takes me back to when I had speech class because I had a little bit of a lift. May the 4th be with you. Anybody celebrating Star Wars Day? Put a 1 in the chat. I was really I had a school visit today, you guys, and I want to talk a little bit about that too. But let me finish doing it. The hellos. What up, Ronaldo? See Paul Pate. Yo, I see Suze. You know what that means, Suze? When we see Suze, it's early, you guys. And guys, I'm all screwed up. I was drinking my coffee while I was watching those videos. I messed up the count. So I'm going to talk more and not sip so much. But you know, when Suze is in the building, when Suze has entered the chat, ka-chunk, you know we got to do it. All right, you guys, get your arms ready. We're about to go in. You ready? Pause. I put my hand upon your hip. Then I dip, you dip, we dip. Suze Pools. That was okay. I've done better. Hey Suze, good to see you. Did I miss it? Did I miss anybody? Who else? Did anybody sneak in here? So Nakota says, I taught one of the doctors I work with about Star Wars Day today. What? I was surprised you didn't know it because he's younger than me. What? You know what? It's funny. Like there was a point in time with even when I was working at the college, and you would have to ask because a lot of these kids have never watched Star Wars. I mean, I don't even know if you count the new stuff, but they're just like, have you ever seen Star Wars? No, I've never seen Star Wars. And the first reaction you want to say is, what do you mean you haven't seen Star Wars? And that's really one of the most frustrating things you could do to somebody. Like, say, I said, did you see the thing? No, I didn't see the thing. What do you mean you didn't see the thing? You just asked me if I saw the thing, and I said no. That's kind of the end of it right there. You don't have to put your thumb in it. Let people not see things. There's been a lot of things that have happened over the past 40, 50 years. I don't think kids is going to see all of them. Paul Pate was in his Suze pose. I love it. Yeah, yes. I saw Jerry Crafts in the chat. He disappeared. Jerry, you still watching? G.I. Joe would never take a day off. I haven't done this in a while. Jerry Craft, you know my man Jerry Craft. You know my homeboy Jerry Craft. Newbery Medal award-winning Jerry Craft. New York Times best-selling author Jerry Craft. Banned books Jerry Craft. Jerry Craft, who was on the, what is that list, Jerry, you shared? New Kid is on the most influential children's books of all time list. Come on. First base, Jerry Craft. Second base, Jerry Craft. Shortstop, Jerry Craft. Jerry Craft. You know who Jerry Craft is. Jerry Craft. What's up, Jerry Craft? Jerry Craft is on the move. Jerry Craft has a new book out. I keep messing up. It's Class Trip, not School Trip. Right? Is out already on the New York Times best-selling list. That's the company I keep, y'all. I've been telling y'all for years, and some of y'all don't want to listen. I'm like, bro, you know, what we touch turns to gold, and some of y'all like, oh, come on, this guy. This is the same guy. I see his face on the internet every week. Nah, I don't believe you. Believe it. Just look at the company I keep. That's real rap. Hats off to you, Jerry Craft. How are you? Yo, what up, Angel? Good to see you, my man. Oh, tomorrow, right? It's May 4th. Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Shout out for my Mexican bros. Yo, what's up? And you know what? It's kind of funny thinking about that. As you know, we haven't had a serious coffee break with JN in some time. I love that we're kind of in this world of cultural, not that's not the fun part, but that people are now kind of understanding that everything you do isn't always cool. And a lot of you know that I've spent my entire adult working life at universities, always been working in higher education. Maybe that's why I'm so learned. You see the elbow patches on my Johns once in a while, but people get real grimy when it's Thirsty Thursday and you see kids all wearing like sombreros and fake mustaches because it's like taco night. It's the most disgusting thing you could see, but it's just fun because it's college. And I'm glad now we're in a world where people are like, that's not okay. That's totally not okay. So I'm glad to see that happening. Learned. I'm learned, yes. Sue says, hats off to the amazing Jerry Craft. That's right. Jerry Craft is a caffeine in good standing. Yes. Yo, what up, Brad Tree? Thank you. What's up, Brad Tree? One of my best buds, Brad Tree. The guy who rearranges bookstores to be helpful. I think I missed that. What were you guys talking about? Oh, Brad, where are you on Facebook and everybody's on YouTube? Is that what happened? Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go to the YouTubes. That's where the party is. That's where the party at. JRD. I think we're talking about jobs. Is that what we're talking about? All right. Well, I wanted to talk about GI Joe, but I think you get it. But maybe we could do our first thing, guys. This is fun, and this just kind of came out of left field because JRD's talking about it. I worked for a guy at Suncoast who had never watched Star Wars and refused just to mess with the customers. Oh, he was trolling. I'm trolling. They see me trolling. They hating. Guys, this might be our first. It's not even a ones and twos, but for everybody that's watching live, put in the chat what was your first paying job? Not like a paper route. Maybe it has to like there's some requirements. Like you had to have working papers, or you had to have been old enough to work, and you filled out an application, and they said you could start Monday. That job. What was your first job? Maybe we could talk about that for a little bit. That's right. Duke says the cool kids are on YouTube. Oh, right, Brad Tree. You're talking about on 10-4, good buddy. Jerry Kraft went to a Barnes and Noble in Virginia and rearranged all my books. Yeah, that Jerry Kraft. Nice, Jerry. Yeah, he kept them nice and safe. Thank you, bro. Yo, it may be May, but it's always July when my man Julian Lytle's in the building. What up, famo? Good to see you. We're back. We're back in the building. Suze worked at Pizza Hut. Suze, you had to look so cute in your little Pizza Hut outfit with the visor. You know what? One thing I've been seeing a lot of on YouTube lately is people are posting training videos to these places. Half of them don't even exist anymore, and one of them's already like a meme. It's a guy at a old country buffet who's the meat guy who's like, hold on. What did I just say? You see the meat guy where it says on the thing that you're supposed to rouse the customers with witty banter like, nice day today. How about those Eagles? And it's just really cringy. All right. So, and I saw Pizza Hut. They had a Pizza Hut training video where like the new kid, this is the video, not Jerry Kraft new kid, but the new kid working there who's like, outfit isn't stained with sauce. And the manager is going, okay, so with our hot and tasty, crusty so-and-so pizza, you do this, and then you spoon, not too much, make sure the sauce doesn't hit the edges. And the girl's like, Matt says, I was a janitor. All right, Matt, you had to start somewhere, but were you a good janitor? I want to think that you were a good janitor. Nakota was a cashier at Kmart. Nakota, simpatico. My first job was at Kmart. I was in ladies apparel was my first job at Kmart. Let's see what else is going on. Julian Lytle says college computer lab monitor. Okay. So was that like a work study job, Julian, or like that was your thing? That's interesting. Paul Pate was a dishwasher at the Texan restaurant. I'm sure you got stories, Paul Pate. I've never had a food service job. And tip of the bucket hat for anybody that's been in food service. I know that's a thankless job. JRD says, size. Whoo boy. First job was scouring the state's newspapers and cataloging all murders into a database. I was 10 or 11. Yeah, JRD. I'm invoking my Johnny Carson. That's wild stuff. Duke says, my first paying job was in the IT department at my uni, but my first real job was at Circuit City. It gives you some idea of how old I am. I can track it. Is that when Circuit City was popping? Like they used to have like all the video games in there. That's fantastic. Oh man. Ronaldo worked at a hardware store chain. Think Home Depot. Like Heckinger's or one of those places. After I got my green papers, but I was 15, so they wouldn't let me do anything. Have you guys seen that video of the poor kid struggling on the lift? Trying to lift this box, and he's like screaming. He's wailing, like there's like guttural screams coming out of this kid. He's like shaking, and the comments just kept saying, "Bro, it's like a patio chair. It's not even heavy." But I mean, regardless, the kid is in distress. It just kind of shows you how cold our world has gotten. But yeah, just being on the. All right, hold on a second. I got some stories. Matt says, I was good at the janitor part, but my first week, I set off the alarm and the cops surrounded the joint, guns drawn. What? Wow. Glad it wasn't me. I might not have made it. Nakota says, they let me have access to the PA system way too much. Is that where there was the phone and there's like some sort of button press, and everybody always held when you talked to the house phone on Kmart, you just held it by the talkie part, not the listen part. And you would go say something like this, blue light special and men's activewear for only 30 minutes. Go over to men's activewear, blue light special. We've got dungarees on sale. Buy one leg, get one free. Did you get to do that? Tell them, July, I could only get work study. No one would ever hire me. Could talk about that, man. I think work study is a very important thing if your supervisor makes it so. E, what up, E? E says, I mowed grass in middle and high school, had 12 to 15 yards every summer. So don't tell me that wasn't, sorry. my mistake, sir. First job not doing that or working in my family's small grocery store was working in an arcade one summer while in college. E, what was the name of the arcade? And you know what? Like, just being out in the sun doing stuff. Yeah, I know that's real. And it's funny how people don't, they don't take doing that kind of job seriously. But you get caked up. Like E said, at 12 to 15 yards. So I'm sure, like, E, what would you buy at the end of the summer with your mowing money? Or maybe you were like buying a muscle car or something. Brad Tree, comic shop, Iron Vic Comics in Poughkeepsie, then Caldor. I worked at Caldor. All of my great stories come from Caldor because that was like a zoo. We almost got into a fight with somebody who said he was going to go outside to his car and get his sword. He said sword with a hard W. And everybody just started laughing at him. And I think he was so embarrassed he just left. But he was there was a lot of like cart rage. When somebody hits you in the back with their cart, or you clip somebody's Achilles heel with your cart, and there's just like people are just real tense in Caldor. And I always say Caldor, is Caldor still in business? I felt like Caldor was kind of like, I don't know, like Target in Hell or something like that. Oh, so this is one of my favorite stories about working at Caldor is one summer, and I can't remember how long ago it was. It was probably like 20 something years ago, 25 years ago. No, it had to, I don't know. And somehow I wound up working in, I think I was an HBA, health and beauty aids. And the worst thing ever, if you work those kind of jobs, is to work on Sunday mornings, because that's when the circular, the sales come out. So half of your day is like unloading pallets and just like dropping like whole things of like, you know, toasters in the middle of an aisle, and then people just run up. And back then, I don't think obviously people don't shop the same way they do since Bezos. But say the store opened at 8, I don't remember. Say it's 8:30. People be out in the parking lot at 7, like just waiting to get in because they got to get their case of water. And this black lady cursed me out, and she said, and I'll save some of it because some of it's not really appropriate for a coffee break. But she was like, "Young man, how are you out here selling the devil's water to your own people?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she was like, "This water is expired." And I kind of looked at the camera like, "Wait, what?" Uh, Miss, I don't think the water is expired. Yeah, yeah, it is. Look at the thing on there. I was like, "That's the barcode." And when I tried to correct her, she even got louder. And I can't remember how I got out of that, but there was a lot of that. Everybody's just angry up in there. Duke says I rang up 1,500 in sales my first day. First 2 hours on the floor. I worked 3 to 4 days before I walked. You just walked out. Eternity forever. What up, Eternity? And Eternity says, "Paper boy, no time travel." Well, paper boy. Yeah, and hell, worked at my grandpa's store. Yeah. Oh, so speaking about that kid on the Lowe's video, I don't feel bad for him. Ronaldo says he should have known be lifting something that heavy before he got up there. Also, he should have used a lift to get the box all the way up. So a couple of things, and if you haven't seen a video, you can kind of figure it out. So some of the comments says that he was on the wrong lift. Like I think there's kind of like a get it, put it on the thing, go down, but he was in a tight or he was in the wrong device. And if he was trained correctly, he wouldn't have taken it over there. But I also know, when you work on the floor and people start pressing you, it could have been, who knows? I'm just filling in the blanks. It could have been a customer that just would not leave them alone. I remember working at Caldor, and I didn't even, when people say that's not my department, that actually meant something, because it's like if I worked in HBA and you want me to get a bike down off the tower and toys, bro, I don't know how to do that. But I did it, and I remember being up there. I was at least 12 feet in the air trying to wrestle this swin off of the rat. I almost killed myself. It was not a good day. And then when I got it down, the woman was like, "That's not the right one. Don't you have more in the back?" All right, I don't know how we started talking about this. Oh, speaking of the phone, Dakota was like, "Pretty much, I would be like, 'Hello, K-Bar shoppers. It is time for you to buy things and leave. You don't have time to go, but you can't stay here,' and such." Yeah, I'm sure you had a talking to at some point. Sue says, "Were were blue light specials really special?" No, I don't think so. It's kind of like, two for one churros in the concession. Just come get this stuff out of here. Right? See, at my store, the blue light specials were things we really wanted to get rid of. All right, let's see what else is going on. I see you, Ronaldo. Yo, Jamal, what up? We're gonna add Jamal Flores to the Tiamat of Jamals. It used to be the King Ghidorah of Jamals, but now there's so many Jamals and Jamars, we have to just trade up to Tiamat, the King of the Dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. So there's, you ready? L. Jamal Walton, Jamar Nicholas, Jamal Eigel, Jamal Flores, Jamal Campbell. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Good to see you, my man. Brad says Caldor was the Target of my day. That's true because we didn't get Target until like maybe the early thousands or something. Also, we had Clover here in Philly. A few coming of age stories in my Caldor. Guessing we may have had some suburban versus Philly differences. Oh, there's lots of cart rage in my Caldor. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, and JRD worked at Suncoast. I've heard Suncoast. Did anybody ever work in a what do you call it, a kiosk at the mall? My favorite at Suncoast was always the nitwits coming in on Christmas Eve at 7 who would complain about us being out of everything. I love those last minute husbands. Oh man, I forgot tomorrow's Christmas. I gotta go find Judy something. you you've done messed up. And they would actually complain to you. What do you mean you don't have any more Back to the Future DVD box sets? Eric about his lawn mowing money. Saved most of it the first few years. Opened a checking account when I was 14. That's why he's the man. He knows what he's doing. Bought a guitar, a bass guitar, and a couple of small amps when I was 16. I was probably buying GI Joes. Don't remember the name of the arcade, but it was 2 doors down from the comic shop I started working at that fall. Foundation's Edge. Yo, that's something entirely different. Wait, Voltron and Jamal's, and then does that compete with Bodega Voltron? Too many Voltrons. I love it. Love Stephen Bentley. I love it. Oh, look at it. See, you know what? Everybody's dreams come true at Coffee Break with JN. All right, I'm gonna pull some of this down. Nakota says, I briefly worked at a kiosk selling homemade dog biscuits. So with the mall kiosk, wasn't it kind of like you just signed up and you kind of got assigned? You're gonna work that booth where they make the stupid gliders that you throw and they come right back to you, and you do that for 8 hours a day, and then you go insane. Jamal says, I was a Toys R Us kid for way too long. You worked at Toys R Us? That was probably the coolest job, but I'm sure it was not the coolest job when you have like kids like peeing on the floor, because they don't tell you about that. Paul Pate says, one summer I worked at James Wayne Coatesville, hometown of Rip Hamilton. Nice. You were the face guard. Let's see. JRD ran the Lego kiosk and calendar kiosk. Yeah. And getting a bike down at Toys R Us was a blip. Ain't that a blip? I might have to add that to the JN lexicon. Yeah. Those first jobs were rough, you know what I mean? But I think that stuff builds character. And I wanted to talk a little bit about mall culture. I think I said this at one point. I worked at it may have been, was it my first mall job? No, I guess Kmart was like a plaza. So I wouldn't really consider that the mall, but my first mall job, this is later, I worked at Warner Brothers Studio Stores. And I think we talked about that before because we used to feud with the Disney Store kids. The Disney Store kids would walk by in their like Letterman jackets and be like, but you remember Real Rap when Warner Brothers came out? That was the spot. People were flooding in there like, yo, I need like doctors like, yo, I need that Taz polo so I can stun on them at the golf course. And that stuff wasn't cheap. There was a jewelry case in the front, and they only let the grown-ups part of the staff work the jewelry case. And I worked in you ready for it? The animation gallery. So I worked in the gallery. And that was part of that whole hustle to like sell people itchy and scratchy cells. This is like Daffy Duck's bill on something, and that was a big thing for a minute. They were kind of out of town clients, and all of the gallery managers had a list of all the hot buyers, and they would kind of like sometimes ping pong people through the region. Like, oh, you know what? My guy came into Cherry Hill, but we're out of the Mel Blanc tribute print, so I'm sending them down to you. All right, I'll be here. He's coming Sunday. Like, it was a big thing because the commissions were big, and that stuff wasn't cheap. It was almost too expensive to be at the mall. because they were not playing back there. Like some of that stuff was like thousands of dollars. And I think there might have been some credit card fraud. I don't know. That's up to debate. Matt says, and I'm going to do an ID soon. WB and Disney stores was so much fun. I couldn't afford any of it, but it was great to window shop. Facts. Nakota says, my whole 20s was spent in either Northgate, Alderwood Mall, Bellevue Square, Pacific Place. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. But I believe you. Now, Jamal, you're kind of going back in time because, as a lot of you guys know, I'm a video game dude. And back in the day, you know, before you could just have whatever you wanted, or like get a thing off of Amazon with every game ever invented on it. You may have gotten a video game for, you know what it is, Christmas or your birthday, or a good report card. And you would go into Toys R Us, Toys R Us or Lionel Kitty City or KB Toys. And the video game aisle, Toys R Us was special. That was like going to church. They had like the shaft of light coming down on the new Nintendo Action deck. And it was encased in this plastic, like it was early slabbing. And you would just kind of like look at it. But then if you wanted a game, you had to go to this kind of like flippy thing. And all it showed was the flatten, like somebody's job was to flatten the box covers and stick them up in this thing. And you saw the front of the cover, and then you turned the thing over in the back of the cover. And if all you saw was a little screenshot of this game, and the game was like, the stuff was expensive then. It was like $50, $45, maybe a cheap, like not a good game was probably like $25. And, moms would be in the back like, hurry up, pick something. And I'm like, and you were stuck with it. So you better pick wisely, choose wisely, because the next time you get a game might not be until like 8 months from now. So all you had to go by was this. There was no internet. There was no YouTube. There was hardly video game magazines. That came a little later. So it was all just on the box art. Oh, man. All right, hold it a second. Oh, JRD is selling. What are you doing, JRD? I'm surprised I never got in trouble at Suncoast for my holiday help hazing ritual. I would tell the new kids to sort the mature video section by cover model cup size. JRD. They'd report you to corporate now. You can't do that stuff. All right, hold the last one. Ronaldo says, I also work for a phone survey company making calls, which is mind-numbingly boring beyond all reason. The pay was good, but it was only I stayed as long as I did. I hated that job. But, actually, maybe the last thing is, how many jobs have you had that you really liked and then something happened to them? Usually all you hear is about, oh, this job sucked, oh, this job sucked. But what about you had a really good job? All right, producer Suze is calling me up. No, don't tell me about that. People collect that stuff now. All right, you guys, we're going in. I don't know where the time's going. You're watching Coffee Break with JM with your boy JM. Duke, I do not have the dice thing. JRD, I'm not doing the dice thing. I already spent way too much time running my mouth. This is what some of us call tabernacle. It's also known as group, i.e. coming to group, i.e. coming to lay your burdens down by the riverside. I am your shepherd, Jamar Nicholas. I go by many names. Some of our favorites are PM John, Paper Doll, Johnny Carson, and the captain of this ship, Jean-Luc Picard. Make it so. Engage. I love sticking my finger in the camera. What happens here? You get to hang out with me and my caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines, friends and regulars, not decaf, of Coffee Break with JN. And you get to watch me drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. Where's Trey, guys? You know I'm going to ask. And when I'm out of coffee, well, hello. Thank you so much. I can't do this without you. Also, while we're here, let's give a GLO, good looking out to my Patreon supporters at the GLO level. Guys, I've restructured my Patreon. It's pay what you weigh, like ground round. It's whatever you feel like coming out of your pocket with. I will gladly take you up on that, and you get all of my content. You know, you Patronuses know how it goes down. The richest Chef's Kiss content. You get Bodega Voltron, aka Jamar Nicholas and Mike Hawthorne. Yes, that Mike Hawthorne. Yes, that Batman artist Mike Hawthorne and I are old buddies. And as you know, we may be best buds. And if you're friends with me, you know I'm your best friend, right? Don't front. Every 2 weeks we get together and do It Ain't Hard to Tell, or IAHTT, your favorite Patreon podcast where we answer your questions. You can only see that here, not here, there, at my Patreon. Also, Monday morning constitutional, or it's not what you think it is. It's me kind of getting you ready for your day. That's Ronaldo's favorite thing, right? Tell him, Ronaldo. You live for morning constitutional. He needs it, precious. You can only get that at my Patreon. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support and your eyeballs. I can't do this without you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the ID, producer Suze. I call Shogun. Or it is also known as It Is Not Difficult to Discuss. What's up? Good to see you. Paul Pate says, only job I liked was a DJ at a nightclub. Nice. It was fun, but not sustainable. I would have been dead by 25 if I didn't find something. Yo, the nightclub, I guess you call it I don't know, it's not a circuit. It's a lifestyle. And that churns people out, yo. Beyond just all the things that happen, just kind of living, that's a rough life to keep up, you know. So yeah, you kind of have to know when it's time to hit the eject button on that. That's right, Ronaldo. It ain't hard to tell with the most genuine guys in comics, not the nicest. I'll take it. So Dakota says, my code switching always kills me. I keep waiting for him to be all, did I show you my new Argyle socks, good man? I don't know why everybody thinks when people act like that, it's hilarious. You know, we all code switch. We all have to kind of get through this world intact in some way or another. So, you know, I guess I code switch so much it's not even a thing that people recognize. But yeah, it's good stuff. And like I said, all the Patronuses know it's worth your weight in gold. So check it out. Why don't you? So also, before we get out of here, I wanted to you saw that one clip, right, of the G.I. Joe stuff. I wanted to show you one more. I might have to turn the sound down on this. But guys, so the last couple of months, I've been addicted to these guys who are doing they have YouTube channels where they're basically telling these little mini stories with G.I. Joe figures. And I've talked about the new G.I. Joe figures, the classified lines where they're really detailed. And people are they're just having a blast with it. And the coolest part is kind of like those commercials I showed you. You can see the people holding the toys and running around with it. And they're really well done and they're really well edited. And it's kind of come on. But then, because remember we talk about you have to protect your imagination, right? Protect your childhood. If you really get into it and just listen to the stories or whatever, you're like, yo, this is fantastic. So I'm going to play. I'm not going to play too. Oop, that's me. Hold on.
Now, where do you Cobra couriers keep microfilm? In this body armor? In your belt? No? Maybe in these ridiculous boots. Bingo. Gotcha. So long, buddy.
Look, down there! That troll can't be very far from here.
I should hope so, Captain. The sun goes down and we haven't found him. It's your arse as well as mine.
Look, over there, another body.
He's dead, blood, but the body's still warm.
I don't know what happened. The internet hated that, so it booted me out. That was pretty fun, though, right? Hold on one second. This thing's still playing. So yeah, I've been addicted to those guys. I just can't stop watching it. Duke says, Duke, what? These videos make me feel weird. I don't like them. JRG says, you just know that dude's wife is like, huh, how old are you? I don't know, you guys. I mean, okay, granted, I probably wouldn't do it, but also I think they're really funny, and they kind of connect to those commercials that I put in the front, where it's kind of like you're taking your childhood, like your imagination is going at 100%. You and a bunch of kids with the same Oliver from Brady Bunch haircut running around in the backyard, having an adventure. So I don't know. I think even when you see the guys in the shot, like dragging us, the helicopter around, I think it's cool. I don't know. Yo, Joe. Oh wow, Duke. Look at okay, hold on. Oh, here you go. Duke says, like, not trying to yuck your yum, but grown ass men videotaping themselves playing with toys is just weird. You didn't hear the sound effects? You didn't see the storyline going? I'll let you have that, but I think they're cool. that's yeah. Could be doing worse. Duke's on his way. Yeah, right. So this is where I come from, Jamal. Thank you. My best childhood friend had all the jizz of vehicles. Bring back memory. I see. I think that's the best part. I think that's the best part. I'm not trying to win you over, Duke. I'm just saying. I think that's interesting. So, but anyway, getting back to all of this and doing all these school visits is that I am like 100% like in kid world right now. Like I did this school visit today. It's fantastic. It fills my cup, you guys. I get out of my car and I get on the campus and kids are like, there he is. He's here. The author's here. And like, oh. And I get up there and I talk about Leon and I talk about growing up and wanting to be a cartoonist and that I'm fulfilling my dreams and that you can too. And I will say this, you guys. Not everybody can. I don't think everybody can do this. I think I'm very fortunate to be in a place where I've lined up a bunch of different, really little, interesting skills that kind of create this striking visage in front of you. But I talk to other people who are like, "Yo, I don't know how you talk to kids. They scare me. Or kids are creepy, or kids just like make me itch." So I think if I couldn't watch dudes play with their GI Joes on YouTube and think it's cool, maybe I wouldn't be in this space. But anyway, I think that's really cool. Paul Pate says their wife is looking at them same as mine as they look at me when I play electric football. But you know what? At least I'll give you credit that you guys are like, at least they're married. Because I think it's scary when we start talking about people in their mom's basement when we're all dorks in some fashion, right? So I think we have to make sure we don't overstep our bounds here, because we all have nerdy activities, right? I think it's just how you put them out into the world. Jamal says people think grown men filming themselves playing with toys is weird. There are a million YouTubers who play video games on streams for 12 hours. They get tons of views and make those players rich. It's the same thing. Interesting. I love it. So that's something we'll take that away, you guys. It's kind of like whatever you do, and I like how Duke says yucking yums. We're not yucking yums. All those things seriously line up with me, because me and a couple of other my buddies are really like hardcore GI Joe people. Because I can't remember who said it. Thanks, Suze. There's a very specific time with boys. I don't know how girls work, because I was never a girl, but I think between 9 and 11, that's where things get imprinted on you. So whatever is cool to you when you were like 9 through 11 or 9 to 12 or something is going to be like, it's like adhered to your brain. So when I was 9/10, 11, I loved GI Joe. It was like, the action pack, GI Joe, Transformers, all that stuff. But GI Joe was like, I can't shake it. I have broken a lot of things. I don't collect the toys. I don't try to hunt down toys. I don't have a toy collection. I don't do toys, but I appreciate that stuff. Yeah, that's right. Tell him. Duke's got strong opinions. Girls work the same as us, just for 31% less. All right, you guys. This is going somewhere. Julian says that video is kind of fire. Thank you, July. It's like doing what you wanted to do as a kid or did with your friends, but actually filming it. Hell, that's how some filmmakers got their start. It's better than people complaining about pop culture movies and shows. Facts. But thank you, and Jamal, understands you, Duke. We're not all against Duke. I understand where you're coming from. But, I think maybe especially in this space where we all kind of congregate, we come to Tabernacle to share very specific things. This is kind of like the old head 80s hour, that we can still kind of like connect on things from our past and, maybe share them in different ways. But, again, I thought that was interesting. Dakota says, I didn't understand how to play with dolls, but give me dinos and I was happy. Duke, are you not okay? Oh, no, that's great. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Dakota says, now I wonder if someone's out there making videos of them cooking in easy bake ovens. But wait a minute, hold on. Maybe last thing is, have you noticed this? I think it may be over now, and I think it's entirely wasteful. Those videos, there's like a whole theme of videos where people make, I guess it's kind of like disgusting recipes. And at first it seemed like, oh, these people can't cook. But now it's like you're clearly wasting food. And there's usually reaction videos where there's somebody on a split screen like, but it's like, nobody, there's one where somebody has like a aluminum pan and they don't even take the paper out of it. You got it straight from the Dollar Tree, and they just like started dumping stuff in it. And then people were like cooking things in the toilet. Like, come on. Stop wasting food, y'all, for clicks. That's ridiculous. Well, anyway, don't get me started. Guys, I had a lot of fun tonight. This was a little all over the road, but I think we needed this. Wait. Well, have you seen? No, there's a couple. There's one. I don't know what they call it, but it's kind of like somebody will cover their dining room table with a shower curtain or like a giant thing of aluminum foil, and then just dump food right on the table. I think they call it kind of like dump night or something like that. And I've seen a couple of these videos where the kids are sitting around a table like, Dad, where's the plates? Oh, honey, we're not using plates tonight. And they show up, pasta just like dumped on the table. Well, think about what that's doing to your table surface. Then they just dump gravy or sauce like on top of it, and then they just like throw bread on there. But who's filming this? Is that they call it dump night, right? It's hey kids, it's dump night. Praise the JAWN. Yes. I love it. That's horrible. So anyway, I guess my takeaway is don't waste food. Yo, Joe. Oh, also I saw that, Dakota. Yo, so the Pacific Northwest contingent of the caffeines have a Kickstarter going on right now. Dakota, you put the Kickstarter in the chat. We'll get you some views. I backed it. I put my money where my mouth is. I backed this fantastic Kickstarter. You should too. That's right. Put the link in the chat. Jared, I'm not putting that on the screen. Matt, it's coming. You know it's coming, right? I'm very excited, you guys. And I think you're almost at your goal, aren't you guys? I'm all about the Kickstarters, and there's so many friends of mine that are doing Kickstarter. Like a truck. I think he was talking about spaghetti night. Put it in the chat, and maybe we'll do a business card swap as I take us out of here, guys. If you got a Kickstarter, or you got like, I don't know, you're making bath bombs, or you make stroop waffles. I got a stroop waffle here I didn't finish. It like messed up my cup because I put it on top of the mug and now it's all gross. Put it in there, yo. Almost halfway there. Nice. Good job. Good job. Guys. Oh, people are going to be in locations for Free Comic Book Day. Fantastic. If you've never been to Free Comic Book Day, it is not what it sounds like. You don't go to the comic book store, and please don't be that guy that says, "Can I get that Fantastic Four #1?" Don't be that guy. They're specially made comic books for free that you can acquire for Free Comic Book Day. A lot of shops, there's rules to it, like you can maybe get 2 for free, but then you might have to bring a canned good for the food drive, or bring your library card, or sign up for this, or whatever, and you can get more books. But really what it is to get people to go out to the comic book shop. So just don't show up at your local comic shop and just take stuff and dip. Buy some stuff from the place, and start to go there. Maybe get something on your pull list. Pause. Right. Don't be that guy. And let's keep these businesses afloat, right? Because it's tough out here, y'all. Every bit helps. Thank you. All right, guys. I love you so much. I'm gonna get out of here. Suze, tell them what to do. You know what we're about to do. Say good night, John boy. Yeah, Nakota didn't put Nakota or Duke or any of you guys put the thing in the chat. What's the URL for your Put the link in there, Dakota. So I can go to do it again. Do it again. I didn't see it. Yeah, JRD. Shops pay about $2,000 for those free comics. So please, you know what to do. Make it happen. Stop hitting him. He's already dead. Oh, the chat won't accept URLs. I didn't know. Sorry, guys. All right. Good night, John Boy. Great to see everybody. Thank you, guys. This was needed. We were all over the road. Guys, protect your imagination at all costs. And that's my word. All right, you guys, let's go home. You were watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy JN. I come to you, your humble servant, here to bring you the good word. We chopped it up into a fine julienne. Is that no? That's like, what's the potato, the mandolin? You do those thin slices. We cut it up, you guys, and I'm here, kind of every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST. If you like this community, come back next week. Tell your people, like, yo, must see TV on Thursdays. It ain't Seinfeld anymore. It's Coffee Break with JN. Thank you guys so much. What happened here tonight? Oh, hold on. Let's go do some of these. Be well. See you guys. There you go. Back. How do you say that word? Back that join. That's a perfect use for join. Back that join. Back all them joins. I love it. All right. What was I saying? All right. Yeah. So, coffee break. So, I had a great time. My name is Jamar Nicholas. That's my government. I go by many names. Some of them are the Black Dusty Rose. Put your hands on the screen and feel my power course through my hands into your hands. When we put your hand on my heart, that's a heartbeat of America, Daddy. Also, Philly Donahue, John Voight, and also your internet best friend and hairbrusher. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me and watch me drink a cup of coffee. Where's the thing? Come on, you guys. Drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, see you next week. Where's Trey? Somebody wake up Hicks.